But unfortunately, when you open the door, which I kind of knew was going to happen anyway, that happens. End of another day working on the renovation for our ground floor, and yeah, things are coming along really well. I don't even remember what day this is, but I think it's day 11 anyway. But besides the point, we're making really good progress. The gas fitter came this morning and he finally got our hub connected, so we've actually got a working hub. The only thing left to do with that is to get the electrician to attach the plug so that it could have the ignition so that we can use it, but we're not going to use it now anyway, so that's in. So there you go, looking really nice and smart. I'm not blown away by the quality of this, if I'm being honest, for the money we paid. The Zanussi brand is meant to come highly recommended, but like I said, I'm not entirely blown away, but I'll save my judgment for later on. The extractor hood is in. This was actually put in yesterday, and I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to do with the ducting, which is a bit of a mess at the moment, and I'm trying to see whether or not we should use a flat ducting hood, run it against the wall, or get something similar to what we had before. We haven't got particularly high ceilings, so we've had to raise the hood a bit, because obviously myself being 6'2", if we had the hood to the recommended height, I'll just be literally cutting my head off every time I try to use it. So we've raised it a bit higher to try and give me some headroom, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So it hasn't been plugged in yet. Once again, we need the electricians to come back and actually sort the switches out, the plugs out, and then that will be operational. The oven is also in, but again, the electrician needs to come and get that sorted. But more importantly, guys, our sink is finally in, and I'm so excited about this, because honestly, trying to wash the dishes outside in the cold water that's out there in the old sort of, I don't even know if it used to be a kitchen, but so it's an old cottage. There's a sink out there. We use it as our utility room. It's not been easy the past 2 weeks washing dishes in that freezing cold water, and honestly, living in the West Midlands, I think the water is a bit colder here than living in the south. Let's just take a moment to just look at this. Okay, that's enough, let's not waste it. So our wonderful builder has connected it all. He's had to do a bit of jigging because of the depth and where the shelves are meant to be, so I think he's going to be doing something about that in the new week. But regardless, it's looking really nice and neat. He's such a tidy worker, honestly. I mean, he's a pain, but you know, he does work really well. He takes his time and he sort of treats it as his own place, which is really nice. I don't know why I'm walking around in the dark. Let me get the lights on. Yeah, that's much better. So we started putting on the cupboard doors, which honestly, now that they're going on along with the side panels, this is what they look like without the side panels. It looks really just plain and just, I wouldn't say cheap, but it just looks unfinished really. But then once the panels on the side go on, you know, it makes such a huge difference. Honestly, it looks like a more complete package. We've still got some wall units to go up here and around the corner, and obviously put on the side paneling. That corner post down there still needs to be sorted, and you know, we got all of the trims at the bottom which need to go on as well. But our kitchen is getting there. So we also need tiling done. So this has all been siliconed at the back here, so that will dry by Monday. Tiling needs to be done around the splashback. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I need to fill in this space where the old plug used to be. It's now been moved along because obviously the hub is just right there. And I'm going to be trying to get a splashback which will basically run on the back of this wall. I saw one really cool one online. I think it's made out of glass, but it has like a copper effect, and we're hoping that that will sort of match with the handles which we'll be having on these drawers soon and on the units. They're copper handles, so we're trying to keep a theme of copper going throughout the kitchen, and so that's the plan. Can't believe I'm actually trying to design something here, which is unheard of. But anyway, now the extractor hood is up, I can actually know the measurement from the top of the hood just at the back all the way down to the countertop, and also how wide the actual hub is, because like I said, we're getting a splashback. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is the fact that these wall units are now on the wall. We never had these units before. It used to just be like a breakfast bar there. Still going to be having a table there, but I wanted to put a light feature, like just a single pendant, similar to what is there at the moment, but something that, you know, sort of looks a bit more decent. But unfortunately, when you open the door, which I kind of knew was going to happen anyway, that happens, it sort of catches on the light bulb, so the cupboard doors opening is going to be a big issue. So what we will have to do is one of two things: either we get rid of this one and put something new there, but move it slightly along this way, so maybe try and punch a hole here, or we can run that cable along so that it can clear the door, or we would have to put something there that is a lot shorter, but I think that option probably would be the less desirable one, but we'll figure something out eventually, because I do like having the secondary light along with the spotlights, which needs changing. I need to change the bulb in some of them, as well as just, you know, maybe give the ceiling a paint once all of this is done. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. Once the kitchen is done, hopefully by next week the kitchen should be done and dusted. You know, there might be a few snags here and there, but once the kitchen is done, then we'll be moving to the living room, because the living room needs to be tiled. Need to remove all the wallpaper from the living room walls. I thought I would have done that already, but because Sapphire hasn't been very well, you know, I've just not had any time to do anything else. I've been trying to help the builder during the day, so when I'm here, and you know, that has moved things along quickly, but there's still things that I need to do. Today I had to take her to a physio appointment, which was really positive. The physio was so helpful and so hands-on, which is such a contrast to some of the other physios that she's seen over the years. Thanks for all the warm wishes and, you know, all of the prayers that has been going up for Sapphire, because she's definitely on the mend. It was a really bad flare-up, to be honest, but I'm so happy that she's on the mend now. And you can actually see one of my next project here waiting for me. I've got some sand and some stone on that side, and I've got a great big shed there which was delivered last week that needs to be put together. And yeah, I thought I would have had enough time, but like I said, Saf not being well didn't help, so we just have to put that on the back burner for now, but that's for our next project coming up. Okay, so I'm just in the process of going into sort of the next phase of our kitchen in terms of getting everything ready. And one of the things that we need is a splashback. This is normally like an aluminium frame which goes behind your cooker, and that stops anything that splashes on there from staining your tile or your walls. And oftentimes you can have either glass or metal, aluminium or steel, and we found one online which hopefully will coincide with the design sort of element, which is sort of like a copper theme that we'll be having on the accents, and we're hoping that this one that we found online will hopefully coincide with the handles which we've got on our cupboards, which is sort of like a copper theme. Now we found this on a website which is called Premier Range, and obviously we've never used this before. We've looked at a few reviews and they seem positive. Now we have realized that if you are going to order this with a bespoke measurement, then it is more. So if we were to have this bespokely done at a similar size, it will cost around £178. But if we were to sort of go with an industry standard, sort of like a set measurement which they offer, it's substantially less at $124.99. So I'm just here at the moment measuring up to see whether or not, if we went with like the industry standard that they have or their own measurements, if it can work within our space really. So it's just a few millimeters out on each side, which you can totally understand. Now on the website I already found a piece of the back glass which was 75 centimeters by 800 centimeters in terms of height. So it's like what, 5 mil wider than the cooker hood, which isn't too bad. However, I reckon that I'll be able to just get the glass behind the cooker hood, so whatever excess height there will be, I'll be able to sort of hide it behind the cooker hood. So I think we'll definitely go for that size. So I'll get that ordered now and hopefully be delivered in the new week.